Hi, it's Monday Motivation, and I'm super excited about it. I hope that you are ready for today's motivation. Today, I decided to do an audio because I want to make sure that you're focused on what you're hearing as opposed to what you're seeing. So, I hope you're sitting back and you're listening very closely. And if you're around people, grab somebody so they can listen in with you. What I want to talk with you about today is something that's very near and dear to me, and also may not sound like motivation, but more of a challenge. So, this weekend has been great. I've rested and a lot has happened for the good, but I really want to challenge you. So, as we all know, everyone has a truth to deal with in their life. They have a story to share, and there's a need for everyone to show up. More often than not, many of us are shamed by the imperfections of our past, shaken by the challenges of our present, and many times we're too afraid to reach the promises of our future because we do not want to own our own truth. We do not want to show up and we do not want to share our story. So, here is the background or backdrop for today's motivation. It's more of me pushing you and challenging you to simply show up. Have you taken enough time to stop looking at your past through the eyes of shame and began to own your truth? If you have not, then guess what? You're probably going places, speaking on stages, and being in many rooms, but you're really not showing up. I've realized for some time now that I myself have been partially owning my truth, partially sharing my story, which means I have not been showing up. And while it's much more comfortable for me to blame others, I have to say that I am truly the one that's at fault. I own my truth and I share my story when I think those around me can handle it. And when I feel that they cannot, I don't share my story and I choose not to own my own truth. I choose not to be the great being that God created me to be. And so I have made a decision that I'm doing an injustice to my creator when I don't own my own truth, share my story, and show up. So today I am going to be a leader by example, and I'm going to show up, own my own truth, and share my story. So, I'd like to share a little interesting story with you. I was on Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook person, but I was on Facebook, and one of my friends from college had posted that she reached out to a perfect stranger who was really needing some prayer support and someone who could pray for her that's been through the journey that she's going through. And my friend showed up for her. She owned her own truth. She shared her story and she showed up for a perfect stranger. And I saw that post and I looked at it and I was like, wow, that's amazing. She showed up by sharing her own truth, which was not necessarily a bad thing, but it brought back painful, difficult memories. But she was willing to show up to be used to help someone else. That is what we're here for. We're here to help one another. So I messaged her and I said, "You really encouraged me." And she said to me, "You did it first." She said, "In college, you were there for me. You were my first friend. You always had my back. You always encouraged me." And I realized there was a time when I was willing to show up no matter what. I would show up, I would share my story, and I would own my truth. And it did not matter how others handled it, how they processed it. I just owned it. However, over time, that has drifted away. I was speaking with another friend over the weekend, and we were talking about entrepreneurship and one of the businesses that I have. And somehow we drifted off the subject of business, and we got on the subject of my energetic, contagious smile because she mentioned, I just love your smile. And I said, thank you. I said, I get that compliment a lot. And she said, it's just like it leaps off the page. And I said, I credit it to my grandmother because she always told me a smile can make someone's day, but also I have no reason not to smile because the journey that I've gone through, I should not be here, but I'm still here. So my smile is an outward manifestation of God's inward healing from cancer, a cyst at the base of my brain, infertility issues since an early age, fear, rejection, hurt, and simply put, this girl has a lot to smile about. And it was again at that moment that I realized I have to own my truth, share my story, and show up because there's someone waiting for me to show up for them. So today, again, it's Monday motivation, but I challenge you to start showing up. Someone needs you to show up for them by owning your truth, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, or all of the above, and sharing your story so that you can help them through their journey. If this has been an encouraging word for you, if this has been an empowering, motivating Monday motivation for you, please log on to TiffanyREasley.com. Join our mailing list so I can stay connected to you and know that I have accepted the challenge first. I am going to show up for those who are connected to me. I, from this day, am determined to own my truth, share my story, and show up for those individuals who are connected to me. Have an amazing day.